Well, Christina, as I was doom scrolling on Instagram, as I tend to do, I saw this post from ESPN pop up, and here's the big headline. A record 50.4 million U.S. adults are expected to bet a combined $16 billion on this year's Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Just take that in for a second. $16 billion, 50 million Americans. That is a large percentage of the entire population. Now, at first I went, okay, that's crazy. But then I went, wait, aren't these the same people complaining that inflation is too high and there's not enough money at the end of the month and they're living paycheck to paycheck? And so that was my post. My reaction was, Americans, inflation is killing us. We're living paycheck to paycheck out here. Also, Americans, oh yeah, bro, I got $500 on the Chiefs. Make it make sense. That's all I'm asking. This just boggles my mind that people are willing to spend their hard-earned money and just throw it away at a sports casino for fun. So here's the juxtaposition. Yahoo Finance said that half of Americans say their personal financial situations are worse now than they were a year ago, which is more than any time since the Great Depression. And Fox Business said amid high inflation and rising interest rates, credit card balances have now increased to $931 billion in the final quarter of 2022. This is insane. The number of new credit cards opened have spiked $21.6 million in the third quarter. I mean, the levels of debt with the levels of sports betting tell me that bad things are happening out there.
Yeah, that's very concerning. It makes me wonder, is it kind of like the lipstick for men? You know how like what they say whenever there's a recession, like women buy more lipstick?
Is
do
that
men
a thing?
Like sports bet more?
I guess that's what they do to quell all of the anxiety, is they just turn to sports and then they go, well, my friends are betting. It's now normal to bet on sports. There's 1,000 apps. And yeah, okay, let's see if Mahomes gets the touchdown in the third quarter. It just doesn't make sense.
That's wild. I thought it was more of a niche. I thought it was like, sports betting, there's probably 2 or 3% of people, but now 50 million people?
Every year it's become legal in more and more states. I think it's like 33 states now allow sports betting. And here's the thing, they are seeing record profits. It's like the new crypto because it feels not as dumb as crypto because it's something that you enjoy, that you know a lot about. But these bookies that are behind the scenes, they are going to win. The house always wins. This is just like Vegas, except you get to do this from the comfort of your freaking couch.
And it's wild, too, because we've seen so many studies and stats on kids and teenagers getting into this, where it's like young kids, I don't think they're really supposed to, but it's becoming a huge thing in high schools where we're worried about kids doing sports betting, which that just blows my mind.
Well, and the bankroll you need to even make any amount of money in this is insane. You would need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to see any meaningful return. But what happens is you throw $50, you lose it. You put another $50 in, you might win it back. And so there's an addiction happening, especially with these young people. It's like the gateway drug to gambling addiction. And here's what's crazy. The number of expected Super Bowl bettors is up 61% from last year's survey. And our State of Personal Finance study found that in the last 3 months, 14% of people said they had placed a legal sports bet. It begs the question, how many placed illegal sports bets? We just don't know. No one's going to admit that. But 36% said they lost money in 2022 sports betting, and that's equivalent to 5% of the population having lost money on this.
George, what would you say? That just hurts my head a little bit, thinking through all the people who are struggling with their finances and all the people who feel like they're drowning in credit card debt, but they're still betting. What would you say to snap people out of that?
Well, number one, if you are really struggling, like truly struggling. Now, I'm hoping and praying that the people that are sports betting are out of debt with a fully funded emergency fund and they're investing 15%, and this is just fun money they're okay blowing. If that's you, I am happy for you. The record indicates that is not the case. And so if this is you and you're going, this is my last ditch effort, let me at least have some fun. I'm broke. Might as well at least have some fun.
YOLO.
You're only going to get broker. And so we need to stop the bleeding and go anywhere there's money leaks, we need to stop. There are better ways to be entertained and blow $50 than on the big game and on the squares. And it's just gotten out of control. And so just say no, go to the party, bring a dip. It costs you $5 and enjoy the Super Bowl that way. But do not play in this sports casino. You will lose. The house always wins, and there's a reason why Vegas is doing so well and America is so broke.
It's a good word, George.
Oh, my goodness. And we've covered, sports betting on multiple multiple areas, multiple shows. Rachel Cruz show, we did a thing on sports betting. If you want to see me in a Brady jersey, you can check that out. Hopefully he's retired for the last time. We just don't know. We don't know.
TBD, to be determined.
Oh, well, enjoy the big game. Do it on a budget, and don't be stupid. Hope that hits.